What's up, everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, a canceled Batman game has emerged from the shadows. You apparently played a lot of older games last year, and Hellblade 2's developer explained why it's focused on shorter experiences. This is your Daily Fix. Gameplay and images for a canceled Nolan-verse Batman game that was once in development at Monolith Productions have emerged online. Before it released the much-loved Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor in 2014, Warner Brothers-owned studio Monolith worked on a game codenamed Project Apollo that was intended as a Nolan-verse Batman effort based on the version of the Caped Crusader played by Christian Bale. Now, years later, Twitter user Spidey Ranger has unearthed images and gameplay footage that gives us an idea of what might have been. They show Monolith's intent to create an open-world Batman game set in Gotham with stealth and combat mechanics that will look familiar to anyone who's played Rocksteady's Arkham games, but visuals more in line with Nolan's grounded vision of the Dark Knight. As Spidey Ranger points out, the game would have marked the debut of the Nemesis system mechanic, wherein enemies retain memories of encounters. This might have distinguished it from the Arkham franchise, which would have been 2 or 3 entries deep at that point. Now, if it sounds strange that Warner Brothers would have wanted 2 different Batman franchises competing with each other, well, someone at WB eventually figured that out, and the project was transformed into a Lord of the Rings game, which is also kind of weird to think about. Some IGN users have pointed out that the Nemesis system actually makes a lot more sense in the context of Batman than in Lord of the Rings. Now, today, Monolith is supposedly working on that Wonder Woman game. It was announced in 2021, and it has not been mentioned by Monolith or Warner Brothers since. Moving on, Spider-Man 2, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom all launched in 2023. But these blockbusters didn't stop Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch players from spending most of their time with older games like GTA 5 and Fortnite. As reported by Kotaku, video game market analyst Newzoo released a report which revealed 66 titles accounted for 80% of overall playtime in 2023. Of that number, a huge 60% of playtime was spent with games released 6 years ago or more. Newzoo ranked games on each platform based on their monthly active users across 37 markets, with the exception of Switch, which only used data from the US and UK. Not one new release breached the PC list, while only EA Sports FC24 made it onto PlayStation's. Starfield was the only 2023 game on Xbox's list, while Switch saw 3 new additions, including Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Hogwarts Legacy. Fortnite was the most played game on all platforms, while Roblox, Minecraft, GTA 5, Call of Duty, and Rocket League all proved to be mainstays as well. Altogether, Fortnite, Roblox, League of Legends, Minecraft, and GTA 5 accounted for 27% of all playtime in 2023, while annual releases like FC, formerly FIFA, NBA 2K, and Madden NFL accounted for around 50% of playtime. Of the data, Newzoo said, studios hoping to release a new title will find it challenging to include these playtime hours in their addressable market, as they nearly always go to these games that engage players on a reliable annual basis. In other words, it's a tall order to steal playtime hours from a Call of Duty or big sports title. This left just 8% of total playtime for completely new releases, which includes games released in 2022 and 23. Newzoo added, while that may sound dire, the reality is that it's easily possible to be successful within these constraints. Diablo 4 claimed the top slot of these wholly new games with 1.4% of 2023's total playtime. This was followed by Hogwarts Legacy at 0.8%, Baldur's Gate 3 at 0.6%, and Elden Ring and Starfield at both 0.3%. Despite these comparatively low playtime numbers, all these games were still incredibly successful. Diablo 4 saw 10 million players in its launch month of June 2023, which led to record-breaking financial quarters for publisher Activision Blizzard. Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game of 2023, and the first non-Call of Duty or Rockstar game to do so since 2008. As for Baldur's Gate 3, not only did it win myriad Game of the Year awards, it has sold 15 million copies. One incoming game that may upset this trend of new releases only claiming a small percentage of overall playtime is GTA 5's sequel, Grand Theft Auto 6. Scheduled for 2025, it's already being touted as the most important release in video game history. And finally today, the developer of Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 has explained why it prefers making shorter games, insisting digital distribution has opened the door to games of all shapes and sizes. Microsoft-owned developer Ninja Theory will soon release the next Hellblade installment, which costs $50, is digital only, and about 8 hours long. It follows 2017's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, itself a cheaper, shorter game that launched without a physical release. In a recent interview with IGN, Ninja Theory studio head Dom Matthews said Hellblade 2 is the right shape and size of experience to tell the story the developers intended to make. Matthews said, "I think what we always set out to do is to tell a story and for the game length to be appropriate for the story that we want to tell. So it's not really a case of setting out to make shorter experiences. There is a story that we want to tell here with a beginning, middle, and end, and what is the right shape and size of experience to tell that story. So that's kind of where we start." Matthew said Ninja Theory has found an audience for shorter games where every step of that journey is meaningful. He continued, I think that since digital distribution has become a thing, it has opened the industry up to games of all shapes and sizes, which I think is really great. So I'm really pleased to see that there's a lot of people that actually enjoy a shorter experience, something that they can sit down on a whatever Friday night, stick their headphones on, turn the lights off, and kind of sink into an experience, and players who don't necessarily want something that is 50 hours long, 100 hours long, so it's as long as it needs to be, and I'm one of those people. I like shorter games. I think there's a lot of pressure on people's time these days, and I think our fans, from what we hear from them, they enjoy a shorter game where our intention is that every step of that journey is meaningful. There's an audience of people that want games that are focused. Hellblade 2 is out May 21st. And that is your daily fix for Thursday, April 4th. Now that you're caught up on the news, watch our brand new preview of Hellblade 2. I'm Damon Hadfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.